Hey guys, it's Dean. Welcome to Manful Yoga. This workout is a post-shoulder workout recovery flow. So in the past couple of days, I've done a lot of forearm stands, some inversion work, and I've been swimming. I've also done some pull-ups. So I'm going to be doing a recovery-focused flow on the shoulders. You're going to need a strap and 2 blocks for this. Let's get started. First thing we're going to do is get on the ground, get your blocks, and we are going to do an extended child's pose. So by that, I mean you're going to put the blocks up nice and high, stand them up as tall as possible, bring your knees out wide, bring your toes to touch, get some length to your body, relax your hips toward your heels. You don't need to push your hips toward your heels. You're going to feel some stretching through the thighs here, and then I want you to walk your arms out, place your palms on the tops of the blocks, and then your fingers are going to come around the sides. And then go ahead and just relax your chest toward the ground, lightly activating your arms, so squeezing your arms toward one another just a little bit, lengthening your torso forward, breathing in and out of the nose. And we're going to be feeling some stretching through the shoulders here, maybe a little bit through the chest. And I want you to focus on lengthening your hips away from your hands. So we're really pushing the hips back, getting a nice deep stretch to the shoulders, but keeping the shoulders active at the same time. So that light squeeze in toward the middle, squeezing your arms in toward the middle, keeping your neck relaxed. Your forehead might not touch the ground here, minus a few inches off the ground. So your forehead might touch the ground, maybe it doesn't. Do whatever is more comfortable. We're going to do 3 more breaths here, just again opening up the shoulders. And so also throughout today's workout, we're going to be doing a little bit of core and lower body work as well. So yes, shoulder recovery, but we're going to be doing a little bit of work on the rest of your body too. Last exhale. All right, and then let's move up. We're going to go into a low lunge from here. So right leg forward, left leg back. Lift your left knee off the ground. Get the hips squared, getting a stretch through your left hip. Release the left knee down. Keep that stretch to the left hip. Swing your right arm onto your left arm. Bring your elbows up into an eagle stretch. This is a really nice restorative stretch for your upper back, for your rhomboids, those muscles between your shoulder blades. You're also going to stretch the rotator cuff muscles here. Your teres minor, your infraspinatus, the supraspinatus, and some other guys. Use your exhale to sink forward, and with your right arm under your left arm, you kind of want to do a little bit of a counterclockwise rotation with your arm so that your right hand starts to come back toward your face and your left arm starts to come away from you. So a little bit of a corkscrew, and that's going to help you work a little bit deeper into the shoulders. Also keeping those elbows up, keeping the shoulders relaxed, trying to keep your spine neutral here. 1 more breath. And then go ahead and release. Switch sides. Left foot forward, right leg back. Press your left hip toward the ground. Lift your right hip up just a little bit. Lift your right knee off the ground just to square the hips. Get that weight evenly distributed. And then release the right knee down. Keep your chest upright. Remember, we're keeping a neutral spine here. Swing your left arm under your right arm and bring your elbows up again. And as you exhale, try to open up through your back. If you go to a yoga class, very often you will hear a yoga instructor say to breathe into that area that you are stretching, which of course doesn't make actually any sense at all. But if you can visualize it and if you can think about it in terms of using that exhale to open up that space, it does help. So take a big inhale, lift up a little bit. As you exhale, focus on stretching your back. So just working a little bit deeper into it. 2 more breaths here. And again, we want that little, now a clockwise rotation with your arms, right? So getting a little bit of a deeper twist, your left palm facing your body, your right hand coming away from you, depending on your mobility here. Using that exhale to get deeper into the back. 1 more breath. And then go ahead and release. All right, we're going to stand up. I'm going to have you grab your strap. You're going to hold this behind your back, and we are going to stretch your chest. So hold the strap about shoulder width or maybe hip width distance, depending on your mobility here. You're going to turn the biceps to face forward. I want you to roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Make your chest as big as possible. Engage the muscles between your shoulder blades and your rotator cuff. So those muscles we just stretched, we're engaging now. And I want you to lift your arms away from your back while pushing your hands down at the same time, getting a stretch through your upper body. If your legs are feeling warm, if you've got a nice forward fold, go ahead and add that in. So feet are about a foot apart, maybe 6 inches. You're going to bend your knees, keep your arms the same, and forward fold. Lift your arms away from your back even more. Use gravity to open up here. And we're going to hang out here for about 3 breaths. Now make sure you're stretching your hamstrings. If you're feeling pinching or any overstretching in your lower back, I want you to soften your knees a little bit more. And again, you should be getting a nice hamstring stretch here. If you're not, try to focus on squeezing your thighs and pressing your knees toward the back. 2 more breaths here, opening up your shoulders. Try to bring your hands a little bit closer to the ground, keeping the shoulders away from the ears. So it's kind of this constant tug of war between getting your arms further away from your back and keeping your shoulders away from the ears. 1 more breath here. All right, and then go ahead and slowly, because you're going to get a head rush if you don't, slowly sit your hips down, start to look forward, and come all the way back up. Go ahead and take the strap aside, and from here, we're going to go into a nice lunge. Let's go into a warrior 1. Left foot forward, right leg back. Pull your right hip back, left hip forward. Sink into your right knee, and bring your arms up. Reach up, look up, and then bring your arms into goalpost arms. So I want you to press your elbows toward the back. So you're squeezing your arms toward the back, pushing your elbows out wide at the same time, pushing your left hip into your right hip, getting a nice stretch there. And if you want, it's also kind of natural here, at least it is for me, to kind of go from side to side with your head. So leaning over toward the left, leaning over toward the right, and just working into your neck and the surrounding areas. You can even do some circles with your head if you want, right? Kind of some neck circles. And keeping those elbows pushing out wide. Now, one issue here is people tend to turn the forearms to face down. So I want you to make sure that you're externally rotating so that your palms face slightly up. Definitely forward, maybe slightly up. And again, keeping those elbows pressing out wide and squeezing back. 2 more breaths here. Still getting a nice stretch through that left hip. Keeping the weight focused in the core. Making sure you don't feel any tension or pinching in the lower back. And then let's go ahead and bring your hands down. Take it into a pyramid. So I want you to push down through your right foot. Pull your chest forward, kind of like you're doing a warrior 3. Squeeze your right thigh. And keep your chest facing forward. Now, one thing I like to do here, grab opposite elbows with your hands. So grab opposite elbows with your hands. Sorry, I just repeated myself. And then push your elbows down toward the ground while pulling the chest forward. And you're going to feel some opening through your upper back. So pushing your elbows away from your body, getting a stretch through the rotator cuff. Keep the hips squared so your right leg is still active. You're still feeling a stretch through the left calf. 1 more breath here. And then go ahead and release your hands. Bend back into the knee. Lift back up to a warrior 1. And then stand back up. Toes touch. Bring your arms overhead. Look up. Little standing back bend here. Squeeze your arms back. Turn your palms to face backwards. So getting those external rotators active. Pressing your palms up. Making sure your palms are facing backwards. Really making sure the biceps wrap back. And it might be difficult, but keep trying. You will strengthen that muscle. It just takes focus. We are doing some strengthening here, so don't treat this as just a stretch, right? Yoga is not just stretching, it's strengthening too. Press up, turn the palms back, reach up a little bit more, reach back a little bit more. 1 more breath. And then release. From here, going back to that warrior one. Left foot forward, right leg back. Right foot faces out. Squeeze your legs toward one another. Push your left hip toward the ground. Sink forward into the left knee. Reach the tailbone down. Tighten your abs, your lower abdominal muscles. No pinching in the lower back. If you look at my spine, it's neutral. Right? I've got a slight arch to my lower back, but I'm not really significantly arching my back. I don't feel any pinching in the back. So I want to keep the focus on my groin and on my core here. Left hip pressing toward the ground, so I'm getting that left glute activation. All right, and then again, goalpost arms. So elbows coming out wide, squeezing the elbows toward the back, palms facing forward, drawing the ribs in tight, looking straight forward. And again, if we want to move the head around, so kind of leaning toward the right, leaning toward the left, maybe leaning back, right? Just getting a nice stretch to the neck, releasing the shoulders. This is an opportunity to actually stretch your neck. And you can hold it to one side too if you want, right? So actually hold it there for a couple of breaths. Just see what that feels like. We use our necks all the time, but we rarely stretch our necks. So it feels really good if you can just take a couple minutes and stretch your neck. You do 2 more breaths here. Keep opening the shoulders. Keep squeezing the elbows back. Use that exhale to deepen. Almost like you're doing a row, squeezing the shoulder blades toward one another. And then release, come into a pyramid. So bringing your hands to the ground, either side of your left foot. You have those blocks. If you want to use the blocks to prevent rounding through your spine, use those blocks on either side of your left foot. Square the hips, pushing your left hip toward the ground, pulling your chest forward, tightening the abs. And then again, we're doing that same thing. So I want you to grab opposite elbows. You're going to use your core strength to maintain this lift through your chest, so you don't have your hands to do this anymore. Grab opposite elbows, and then push your elbows toward the ground, getting that stretch through your back. Keep your chest pulling forward. Keep the abs tight. Keep your legs squeezing toward one another, squaring the hips. We've got 3 breaths here. Again, just getting a nice stretch through your shoulders, allowing your arms to drop, but not allowing your chest to drop, keeping the abs tight. 1 more breath. And then go ahead and release. Bend back into your left knee. Reach your arms back up into warrior one. And then stand up. And again, into that back bend. So toes touching. Inhale your arms up. This time I want you to interlace your fingers. Point your index fingers and squeeze back into somewhat of an intense back bend. So your arms go back behind your head. Really, really squeeze back. Lift your ribs up, so keep as tall, keep as much height as you can in your body. And we're doing 3 breaths here. Squeezing your thighs toward one another, pressing your arms up, 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 up. Using the exhale to deepen. Inhale to lift. Exhale, deepen. Hold it for 1 more breath. And release. All right, we're going to move down to a plank. A little bit of upper body work, not much. Thanks for joining me for this workout today. Make sure you subscribe. We put out lots of videos like this on a very regular basis. And to get full access to all of my workouts, my programs, tutorials, and more, head to manfulyoga.com, sign up for a 7-day trial. It's just $1. Thanks again for joining me, and I'll see you on the next video.